We're honored next to have a dear friend of mine, Dr. Mark Harris, who pastors the First Baptist Church in Charlotte, North Carolina. He's also running for a political office, and I hope you'll remember him if you live in that district. He will say more about that. Would you welcome Dr. Mark Harris to the platform?
Well, thank you, Brother Ron, and what an incredible, incredible gathering that all of us have been blessed to experience here today. And I just have to say that as the pastor of First Baptist Church Charlotte, there are few places that I go that I don't get asked the question, so Mark, where did this start? You know, that's an important question. The North Carolina General Assembly, you don't think, just decided to create HB2 for no reason. I mean, really, do you think our legislators just awoke one morning and said, I think I'll like to ruin my spring, threaten my re-election, draw the wrath of a bunch of misinformed CEOs and celebrities, and see my name on the front pages of biased newspapers, passing opinions for news every day? I don't think so. No, when you ask where this began, the answer is all of this began in Washington, D.C. with a lobby group called the Human Rights Campaign, when they embarked on a strategy to take the nation city by city, pouring millions into elections and ad campaigns. This group has never been able to get traction statewide in North Carolina, and it is driving them crazy. North Carolina overwhelmingly defined marriage as a union of one man and one woman in 2012, despite the nearly $80,000 that were poured into opposition to the measure by the Human Rights Campaign. They then turned their attention to North Carolina's largest city, Charlotte. And just as they had done in Houston, the lobby group identified candidates friendly to their agenda and got them elected, which led to enough votes on the Charlotte City Council to enact the group's radical agenda of creating a special class of protections for certain sexual behaviors, as well as the infamous bathroom section of the ordinance. It is worthwhile to just take a moment and understand the degree to which the Charlotte City Council had to ignore the citizens it represents in order to pass the ordinance. The numbers will tell you the story. Over 250,000 emails were collectively received by the city council and the mayor in opposition of that ordinance. Over 20,000 people signed the petition in opposition to their ordinance. Over 700 people, reported by the Charlotte Observer, I might add, gathered in the driving cold rain and wind in a rally in opposition to the ordinance. And of the 140 speakers at the city council meeting the night of the vote, the vast majority opposed. That's the true numbers. Last, but certainly not least, Mayor Jennifer Roberts and the members of the City Council who voted for the ordinance ignored the fact that they were told their actions were not in line with the North Carolina Constitution and would likely be overturned. Ladies and gentlemen, I beg you, do not be deceived by the claims now being spread by Mayor Roberts that she had no idea that the state would actually overturn her bathroom bill. When the City Council voted to approve the Charlotte Ordinance in February of 2016, they did so knowing absolutely that the state would likely take action to overturn it. When people ask me, reporters and all, what do you think about the economic challenges being faced as a result of this? I'm quick to point out any economic loss for North Carolina due to this issue must be placed squarely at the feet of Charlotte Mayor Jennifer Roberts and the members of the Charlotte City Council who voted for this in the beginning. So somebody has to ask, well, why? Why? When the numbers tell such a story. Was it because gay couples were being denied accommodations at restaurants and hotels? Well, apparently not, since the Charlotte Observer reported that the lesbians who filed suit against HB2 stated that they had never been denied accommodations anywhere. So why? Was it because homosexual individuals were being denied employment? Not likely, since asking about relationships and marital status is already illegal in job interviews under federal law. So why then would they defy such amazing numbers? Because a powerful special interest group told them to. And because a powerful special interest group benefits from being able to call our state legislators and our leaders, quote, haters. Because a powerful special interest group, above all else, no matter how much our state may suffer, wants Roy Cooper elected governor because he advances their own narrow agenda. This group pumped nearly $1 million into congressional campaigns in 2014, including nearly $10,000 to Kay Hagan in her failed bid for re-election to the United States Senate. You see, today you need to know the facts. Because of a powerful special interest group that claims to be for tolerance and diversity, is so intolerant and unmerciful that it celebrates as county clerks go to prison, family-owned bakeries go out of business, and pastors' sermons are subpoenaed for daring to live and work in accordance with their faith. I'm here today in closing to say to you, the members of the North Carolina State Legislature, on the other hand, did what they were elected to do. They acted swiftly, they acted effectively, and they acted constitutionally. They did not impede the right of any business to enact any policies it wants in regards to sexual orientation or bathroom use. They just protected us from the heavy-handed assault on religious liberty that always occurs when these special interest groups get their way. I'm here today to ask you to join me in simply saying thank you to the legislature. Thank you to the Lieutenant Governor. Thank you to Governor McCrory. Thank you, and keep standing strong.